Jet Jaguar, Jet Jaguar, back at you with another one. And we got the SH Monsterarts Jet Jaguar 1973. So this is a very cool box, by the way. It's a small box, you know, pretty small. But it's popping with color and it just looks great. There's a lot of things on here. Here's a little write-up. SH Monsterarts is a new standard figure series that incorporates Tamashii Nation's action figure art under the theme Pursuing Character Expressions Through Monster Action. I don't know if I've ever quite seen that write-up before, but that's pretty cool. Of course, you have some of the logos here. 70th anniversary for Godzilla. But it's a nice box. We got a picture of Jet Jaguar right here. SH Monsterarts Jet Jaguar, written in Japanese. You're going to have SH Monsterarts Jet Jaguar right here on the back. And it's kind of looks like it's translucent, like the colors are going through it, which is cool. And then the back, you have 3 pictures of the figure right here. It looks really awesome. So it's a small box, but it's cool. So let's get him out of there and see what we got. All right, so just wanted to show you the clamshell here. He comes with a few accessories, you know, which is nice. You're going to have the antennas here. It looks like a little Jet Jaguar figure, a different visor, some different hands. So we're going to check out and show you everything that comes with the figure. But that's how it comes in the packaging, and it's pretty cool. Oh, and you also get a little instruction pamphlet, which shows you how to put the antennas on, and it shows you also how to change the visor. And it shows you what else it comes with, which is cool. So let's dig into it. Okay, so here we have it straight out of the box. And these are all the accessories that it comes with. You're going to get 2 different sets of hands plus 1 thumbs up hand. You're going to get the different antenna pieces, a mini Jet Jaguar, a little tool here to change the visor. And I believe these are medium length and long length. I don't know if that's an antenna piece or what. I think it's an extra antenna piece. But, you know, as we get further into the review and start posing it and seeing what these things are, I'll let you know for sure. But I want to just say, you know, prior to getting this and then all day today, before I opened them up, I watched some reviews on it, and I've seen this guy get bashed pretty badly by a majority of the reviewers. And I'm going to, you know, reserve judgment on that and examine it for myself. Because he looks pretty cool. You know, he's not 100% screen accurate, I guess you could say. But, you know, to be fair, I heard a lot of guys being real nitpicky about this figure. And I think it's, you know, staring at it right in front of me. It looks pretty cool, and I'm happy to have a Jet Jaguar figure, you know. Sometimes I feel like a lot of reviewers really, they get nitpicky for no real good reason, you know what I mean? Rather than just appreciate what they got. But, you know, we'll see. It feels weird in hand. I'm definitely not going to lie about that. It doesn't feel like your average SH Monsterarts figure. But let's see. We'll take a look at the functionality of it, pose it, and see what he could do. So, you know, you're going to get these closed hands here. They're basically like closed fists. I don't really like them, you know. I can't wait to change it out to make them look more, you know, with like he has basically the Kung Fu hands. It's cool that they have the thumbs up hand. But it's nice. that you get all of these accessories. And this little mini Jet Jaguar is pretty cool, if you could see that. I don't know how clear that is, but you get a little mini Jet Jaguar. It's pretty small, but, you know, hey, anytime SH Monsterarts gives us a bunch of accessories like this, it's pretty cool to me. So, anyway, let's dig into it. Let's pose this guy and see what he's capable of. All right. So this is my first Jet Jaguar figure, you know. So I might be more excited than some people who have Jet Jaguar figures. Like I always say, you know, I collect Godzilla first and just adds other kaiju here and there. But I really wanted to have a Jet Jaguar, and I think this is rather nice. So I'm happy that I got it. Shout out to my boy Rich. Comes through with the figures always. But yeah, okay, so upon first pose, I already find myself disagreeing with a lot of the reviews that I saw, because a lot of the reviewers were complaining about the functionality of the legs, and I think they're quite nice. And shout out to Ultrazilla, because I really enjoyed his review. His review actually wasn't bad. He gave a very solid review of this. So shout out to Ultrazilla. But one of the things he was saying was the legs, the bottom of the legs and feet, they just feel right. And they do, actually. You know, like they, for, you know, articulation purposes, they're actually pretty nice. They balance quite well, you know. Yeah, where I was able to like get them in a pose like that. And they do more, you know what I mean, which I'll get into a little more. But I think I agree. I would have to agree with Ultrazilla on that. The legs definitely feel right. There he goes falling down after I'm talking about how good he makes him stand. But anyway, but no, the functionality of the legs are very nice. They're really nice. And I'm assuming that you could do a lot with them. So, and I swapped out one of the hands for the karate chop hand, basically. You know, kind of a similar pose to the front of the box, you know. So, but I think he looks really nice. The paint job on him is great. You know what I mean? The detail on him is pretty good. You know, I seen some people complain about his hips being too wide. I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. They had to make the waist part a little skinnier so that they could have the chest piece that swivels on top of it. You know what I mean? So, no, I think that's just fine. I don't really have a problem with his hips. And the legs seem to work quite well so far, at least on just a general basic pose. But let's get further into it. Okay, now, I'm going to tell you straight away, this is going to wind up being like the Godzilla Night Color edition, where everybody was shitting on it, and I loved it. You know what I mean? Because I'm already loving this, you know, and I'm already find myself disagreeing with a lot of the reviewers, because look at that. Come on, man. That's awesome. Look at the balance. Look at how wide you could put his legs. You get him in a nice kicking pose like that. I mean, come on. So, I swear to God, man, it pisses me off sometimes. Stop being review snobs. Stop being figure snobs. Have fun with these figures, for God's sake. Stop nitpicking every little goddamn thing. Every figure has faults. Every figure has positives, you know? And if you can't find the positives in this, then I don't know what to tell you. You know, as far as leg functionality, bro, what are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about here? And they said his head doesn't move well. It was stiff, somebody said, whatever, it doesn't move. No, it moves nice. It actually gives it brings him to life, the head movement on this. It gives him expression when you move his head, and that's quite nice, you know? So, but, you know, the colors are really popping on here, too. The paint job is quite nice. But look at that. That's amazing. That looks awesome. The way the feet move at the ankles is really cool, too, you know? And you can see you could go pretty wide with the legs. And the figure itself has good balance. I swapped out for that claw. I think, you know, that hand right there is the best hand if you're going to look to throw a kick. You know, that's like a gripping hand. So kind of, yeah, I don't know. I just like the way these two look as far as throwing a kick with them. But that looks fantastic, man. All right, let's keep going. Now, so you see here, you can also pull the knees down a little bit to give you a little more mobility in the legs, a little more bendability in the legs. You can actually stretch them out so you can bend them further down. And that looks great, man. Look at that. That's a nice action pose. Beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, I knew it, man. I knew it. I could feel it in my bones when I watch a review. And I'm like, they're not really being fair here. Cutting this up for nothing. This is a nice figure. And it's performing nicely. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really feeling the complaints that these guys made about it. So far, the head functions nice. It looks up, it looks down, it swivels side to side. You know, it's good. The legs are great. And then the fact that you get like an extra gear to shift into by pulling the knees down. So you see that, how those come out? Like basically the kneecaps, which allows you to bend it down more. Really nice. This is a very expressive figure. And I quite like it so far. And I think it's I think it looks just fine. I love the way you get some nice swivel at the top of the chest too. A good crunch there. And yeah, you can see I got them turned to the side. You know, it swivels both ways, back, forth, side to side. You know, to give you some really good posability. So, you know, so far the articulation on this is good. You know, I heard them complaining about, Figure Arts 2, but this is SH Monsterarts, you know? And the posability is just fine. I don't know what they're complaining about there. I really don't get it, you know? Because this functions nicely. So let's keep posing it. Let's see how much it could do. Okay, so that looks really nice. Here, the figure just jumps to life. Now, to be fair, because I don't lie about anything in my reviews, I'm going to give you the good or bad. Just look up the history of my reviews. Go through them, and you'll see. You know, I don't hold back. One thing I'm not crazy about is the arm articulation on this. For one, it's that massive gap right there. I don't like these top pieces here. It's like a Christmas ornament attached to it. I feel like, or one of those like beads. I don't know, but you can, you know, you could put it in a certain position to make the gap look somewhat better. But I don't know. There's a gap there that like I'm not really feeling, you know. So, but it's okay. You know, the arms bend in. They bend in all the way to his chest. I'm just not really crazy about how they're connected there. And it feels like kind of delicate, like you don't want to break off the arm, you know? So just note that, you know what I mean? You know, there's some delicate pieces that come with it, so be careful when you open the box, so that these small little antenna pieces and such don't fall out on you. And, you know, handle it with care. Don't be too rough with it. Start out, you know, moving the head slowly. Start out. don't really tug on the arms too much. Get used to it first so you know how to handle it. But I love how expressive it is. I love how when you swap out the hands, it conveys different things. So let's keep going. Okay, now this just looks great. Could get him into a nice flying pose. I swapped out the visor to put the lighter blue visor in, which looks really cool. I swapped out the these antenna pieces. You know, the slot that this goes in has a very, very small piece in it. I'll show you right there. So that's what you take out, that little piece there, to get that in. So, you know, you just have to be mindful and careful of all of these pieces because they are rather small. But yeah, that looks great. I borrowed the stand from the higher Rodan. And it actually works perfect on Jet Jaguar. You could get a nice flying pose. And that looks fantastic. And, you know, I just have to say, you know, I grew up on Showa era Godzilla. I loved, you know, the 70s Godzilla films. You know, Godzilla versus Hedorah. I liked, I didn't really like Godzilla versus Gigan too much, but Godzilla versus Megalon, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, and Terror of Mechagodzilla are three of my favorite Godzilla films of all time. I love those. I love that era, the 73, 74, and 75. I love those suits. And, you know, Jet Jaguar happened to be a big part of my childhood. As a kid, I really, really loved that movie. I loved Godzilla tag teaming with Jet Jaguar to take on Megalon and Gigan. And so, you know, Jet Jaguar definitely holds a special place in my heart for, you know, Godzilla movies. And, you know, wow. You know, I'm just so happy to have the figure. This is a great figure, man. Damn all the bad reviews. I think this is so cool. Does it have a couple flaws? Yeah, it has a couple flaws. You know what I mean? But it's nice. Like, these pieces could have been more solid, and they could have somehow been attached to it. You know what I mean? Like, it would have just been better if you could just pull, if that just went all the way in, and you could just pull that out. Same with these two pieces as far as that's concerned. But whatever. I mean, they're there. You could switch them out. You just have to be careful not to lose them. But looks really nice. You know, we got them in basically the flying pose from the back of the box. And that looks fantastic. Yeah. And it's nice to have some of these stands, you know what I mean? I would love to like buy a couple extra ones, but this stand actually works better with Jet Jaguar than it does with Rodan, you know what I mean? But it grips them around the waist quite nice. So, but yeah, this is really nice. It looks great. Yeah, you could get Jet Jaguar into a really nice running pose. And this is with the, basically the kneecaps extended. So you could see that, you know, like how great. I think the functionality of the legs is awesome. It gives you a wide range of motion. It allows you to, you know, really bend the legs, to get them low, to make it look like he's running. You know, it's just great. I heard the reviewers were making such a big deal about the posability of the legs, and it's great. What are you guys talking about? You know what I mean? I'm not you know, I did hear somebody point out that these pieces here on the yellow pieces on the kneecap slide around a lot when you extend the kneecaps, which it does, but you could move it back into place. It's not that It's not that bad. That's, that's neither here nor there. But look at these action poses you could get him into. And the legs are a big reason for it. Arm articulation is just serviceable. You know what I mean? Maybe would have been nice if you could like, if the shoulders functioned a little better, but whatever. That's fine. We'll take that. You could get Jet Jaguar into a nice put up your Dukes boxing pose. I love that. With the two fists. Awesome. Like Jet Jaguar was a fighter. You know what I'm saying? He was scrappy. Could throw hands, kung fu. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could throw kicks. He was a badass dude. So, that's another cool pose that you could get him into that with putting his fists up. I really, really love the battle-ready poses that you could get this into. Because, it's just Jet Jaguar was a very scrappy kaiju, robot, whatever you want to call him. He's a robot. And the film is Godzilla versus Megalon, obviously. And Jet Jaguar is a robot created by an inventor. And the Seatopians who control Megalon steal the robot. And they use it basically to guide Megalon to destroy the surface world until the inventor steals them back and gets Jet Jaguar to go and get Godzilla for help. So, but that's the situation. He's a robot created in the movie by an inventor. And, he's ultimately Godzilla's tag team partner in the movie. And it's pretty cool. He goes from, like, basically human size to a gigantic robot. He gets big in the movie, as big as the kaiju, to be able to fight with them. So, but let's continue. All right, now I just wanted to compare him with the 73 Bandai Movie Monsters Godzilla, which I love this figure. This is a really nice vinyl of the 73 from Bandai. I love you, Solo. Yeah, so they look pretty good together, and I guess they scale fairly decently. But this 73 vinyl from Bandai is really, really nice. You get the closed mouth vinyl. Looks really good standing next to Jet Jaguar. And here he is with the Bandai Movie Monster Series Megalon. This is the black and yellow version. I really, really like those colors. And that looks good. That scales well. Looks nice. I don't have Gigon, I don't have a Gigon figure, which probably means I need to get myself one. But, yeah, figured I'd show you how he'd look with Godzilla and with Megalon. And they look pretty nice. This is how he compares with the 72 SH Monsterarts Godzilla, which he scales quite nicely. Have him shaking hands like they did in the 73. I really wish SH Monsterarts would make like a nice 73, 74, 75. Like, where are those guys? Come on, man, put them out. They're like long overdue, really. A 74, people will go crazy. How do they not make a 74, man? It's one of the best Godzillas ever. 74. 73, 74, 75, 72 is cool, but the design improved. Like the Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, the 74, that was the one, man, But these two look great together, and it's cool that you can recreate that scene from the movie. Man, look at that. That's so cool, man. These legs are great with the pull-out kneecaps. Awesome. Look how wide you could get them. So cool, the fighting poses you could put this thing in. This looks great. This is a great figure. Nothing wrong with it, I don't know, whatever. I paid $130 for it. Maybe it's a little bit too much. Maybe people would feel more comfortable about it if it was like $80 or $90, but whatever. I still think it's awesome. I'm happy with it, you know what I mean? There's really nothing wrong. You're getting really good articulation. You're getting a nice amount of accessories. I love it. Paint job awesome. Detail awesome. Great figure. So yeah, this figure is a thumbs up for me. You know? And it is fairly screen accurate, man. If you take a look at shots of Jet Jaguar, you watch the movie, this is as close as you want to get. You know, like what do people want? You know what I'm saying? Like it's this is how he looks in the film. You know what I mean? Like what? What's the problem? I don't get it sometimes. I really don't get the distaste people have for figures sometimes. They don't. It's like they don't have any fun. They're not finding any joy in it. What's wrong with this figure? It moves well. The legs move great. They have some cool functionality. You can pull the kneecaps down and get some really good bendability. The arms are okay. I mean, they bend nice at the elbows, you know. You're getting all kinds of different sets of hands. One of the drawbacks is when you swap out the antennas and put the other ones in, they don't lay as flat to the head as they once did. So I don't know about that. I'm just trying to work on that, but we'll just see, you know, why that's doing that. But I mean, it's as close to it as you're gonna get. It still looks pretty damn good. But yeah, I definitely recommend it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a nice Jet Jaguar to add to your collection. I like the way it moves. I like the way it moves. I like the way it feels. It looks good. Yeah, I have no complaints, you know. Sometimes you got to go with your gut. Reviewers are there just to give you certain facts about it. Maybe get you hype or not to buy the figure. But, you know, what I don't like is sometimes they bash a figure unnecessarily, and then people might get discouraged from buying a figure that they might otherwise enjoy. And this is really cool. So, you know, if you like this, go out and get you some Jet Jaguar. Like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And I'll be back at you with another one shortly. Peace out, folk.